All right, this is Joe D from Power Sport Institute, North Randall, Ohio. That's right outside of Cleveland. It's a branch campus of the Ohio Technical College. I'm here in Nixa, Missouri today. It's just south of Springfield, Missouri, right in the Branson area.
Exactly.
This is Paul York. He is the proprietor of Thompson Choppers.
How are you, Joe?
I'm doing good. How are you today,
doing
sir?
Doing fine.
See this frame right here? See that logo, PSI. This is the first installment of several of a story of this frame, starting off as raw material. Paul and your man built the frame,
Exactly.
built the sheet metal. This is all from scratch. This is not, when you say store-bought, this is the store.
Exactly.
This is the manufacturing facility.
And we build all these from the ground up, Joe. We start with raw material, tubing, sheet metal. You know, our primary focus is building frames and sheet metal for other people, other companies, manufacturers. So, you know, we've been involved with PSI for a while, since their beginning.
That's cool.
So,
And what do you see the value of being involved with?
You know, I tell you what, PSI is a great school, and we see the value in their students. You know, their students are using our products to build this bike. You know, and that's going to be great customer loyalty from now on.
So once they get out in the workforce, they're probably going to come
Absolutely.
to Thompson Choppers if they need a frame.
Absolutely.
So if you want to be a sponsor and build in future customers, what better way to do it?
What better avenue to
You
get in the door?
you can't
Yeah,
beat it. Absolutely.
exactly.
Now, if I'm a customer, I'm a dealer, I'm a retail guy, I'm whoever, and I call you up and I say, Paul, I saw this frame on this video, and I want to get one of these just the way it is. What's the turnaround time on something?
Right now, our frames are taking about 5 weeks.
So 5 weeks from the day you get that purchase order to the day you're going to ship it,
Exactly. Roughly.
I understand
roughly.
it's...
And you know, that production schedule is based on what we have in the shop at the time.
Yeah.
We stay fairly busy just focusing on what we do.
Yeah, so 5 weeks turnaround is not bad.
It's not bad for a custom frame and sheet metal. It's really
Especially
not.
if it's dependable and it's on time.
Sure.
'Cause, you know, a lot of people over the years, I've seen them all come and go.
Right.
Thompson Choppers, Paul York, he's still here, even in the tough times, and he's busy, so that should tell you something right there. So we've got PSI.
We do. This is built on one of our Hitman bobber frames as the basis of the frame. It's been pretty popular for us over the last couple of years, just because bobbers are making a comeback.
Yeah.
They really are. You know, so we decided to build one of our Hitman frames for PSI, you know, as their basis of their bike.
Bobbers are making a comeback. I didn't know they were ever out of style. They're not with me, but
trends go up and down.
I know.
You know, they change. They change.
Now let's talk a little bit about this. This will take what size tire?
This is set up for a 200 rear tire.
200 rear tire, so it'll be a 5.5
5.5 inch rim.
That could be an 18 or a 16.
Sure, exactly.
Either one.
Exactly.
It would take the same fender for both?
It will.
Okay.
Now, when we're done with this, we are actually making the fender for it and the fender struts. So once it gets to Vegas, it'll already have the fender on it.
That's cool. Gas tank made in-house?
It is.
Yep.
This particular tank was built from a stamping of one of our gas tanks.
Oh, cool.
We decided on this version to leave a rib down the center, which we thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's very cool.
We're also going to do that same thing on the rear fender, you know, just to kind of carry that theme through.
That's cool.
Ready to cut some fender struts for the PSI bike project. We wanted to do something a little bit more unique with this project. We're building the fender from scratch, and we wanted to go ahead and mount that for them before it gets there. Which, you know, to mount a fender, you got to have fender struts, plain and simple. We're going to cut these struts that we've drawn up in our CAD program. We're going to cut it out on our plasma table, which does an awesome job with any of our flat parts, struts, gussets that we use. So I'm going to hand the mic back to you.
Okay.
And we're going to fire up the machine.
Sounds good, man. This is pretty cool. You don't get to see this stuff every day. Look at this fancy equipment. It's all computerized these days, huh? Now we're going to go up here. You know, that reminds me of a movie I once saw, Goldfinger. Do you expect me to talk, Mr. Goldfinger? No, I expect you to die.
And then we end up with a freshly cut fender strut for the
Look at that. Out of flat steel.
Out of flat steel, very little cleanup. So this machine saves us a lot of time.
Now let's look at this up close now. You know, the body guy's going to love you for that.
You know,
Look at that. That's quite amazing. And you take it off of there, hold it with your bare hands after it's just been blasted like that.
After it's been cut at about 3,000 degrees. So
amazing.
So it is amazing. It lets us do some really creative stuff.
That's cool. So what do you think of that? So those welds, as everybody can see, are like glass. I mean, this is very smooth, very, very good quality work. I mean,
you know, everything that we weld here is all TIG welded. It does a better job. We get better penetration. You know, especially for a bike frame. You know, building bike frames, there's a huge liability.
Yeah.
You know, we want to make sure it's sound, it's quality, and you know, it's going to last for years.
Well, and I guess from the perspective of the guy that's receiving this frame, especially the body man.
Exactly.
This thing's pretty easy to work with compared to others I've seen.
It is.
With the snotty welds and all that.
It is. You know, our welds are pretty tight, you know, I feel like. You know, whether you're going to paint the frame and do body work or you're just going to powder coat it. Yep. You know, we powder coat frames all the time where we do no body work.
So you just
and
take these things off the rack and coat them, and there you go.
Exactly.
Comes complete with an MSO.
It does.
Everything's good to go. No problem with the excuse me, the registry of motor vehicles.
Right.
I got to choke up a little bit when I talk about that type of stuff. But anyway.
We you know, and speaking of that, we hear problems all the time for customers and other manufacturers having bad paperwork. We're a licensed manufacturer. All of our frames are stamped with a 17-digit VIN, and they get the paperwork. So, you know, it's fairly easy to title your bike when you're done.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good manufacturers out there. This happens to be one of the top of the heap right here, Thompson Choppers, Paul York. We appreciate the support.
Joe, it was good to see you.
I'm going to see you in Vegas, baby. Viva Las Vegas. This is your old pal, Cadillac Joe D. We're always glad to see you. Be on the lookout for the next installment of this great story.